But I have hit a massive mental whack on the head and it has just really knocked me. And I've made massive mistakes on the way, but a lot of people put pressure on doing their plan, every single detail down to it. And sometimes your body or mind just isn't capable. There's an exhausted giraffe that needed dragging back by the RSPCA. I pushed my body, ultimately, it seems, I pushed it to the limits. The problem with this shoe is, looking forward to running to that finish line in Dream World and seeing my kids there waving me on and cheering me on, and you never know, I might even see you on the day. Can we do it? Nobody knows yet. I'm not gonna lie, I'm absolutely devastated. Literally now I am on week 11 and I've had to pause, but I want to get into it in a little bit about why I'm stuck at this point, what's happened, and maybe what you can contribute to how I've gone wrong, what to think, what to do would be a great bit of advice to sort of, if there's some expert runners out there to say, do this, do that, or think about this, or yes, you're implementing the right strategy about taking a week-long rest, maybe even 2-week-long rest, and yes, you are right in thinking that your cardiovascular levels are at a level that should be able to get you through the marathon before the 5-hour mark, or at least finish, because that's the ultimate aim. But I have hit a massive mental whack on the head, and it has just really knocked me. It's literally 6 days after the injury surfaced after my run, because the day after, I was just mentally destroyed. I felt like a failure. I went to the park with the kids and I was hobbling to the park and I just sat on the bench thinking, Daddy can't do it. And I was just like a little bit sulky is probably the way to describe it. So I have damaged my right knee. I previously had massive issues with my left knee. I've damaged the ACL when I was very young and it's put a kneecap spun around the patella quite a few times and that left knee is knackered. But now the right knee's gone. Whether I've been compensating when I've been running and my form's not been great, well, I'll show you now where I'm up to with my marathon planning before it all went pear-shaped at the end of week 10 on a 26k run. So what I'll do is I'll crop that in here, then you can sort of understand where we're at, what I've been doing, how I've been doing, and how I've amended my strategy all the way through this to suit my family life, my life in general, and my capabilities. I'm not an expert, I'm literally just looking to try and finish this marathon. I really, really am. I want to share this sort of raw insight to it because a lot of YouTubers or people out there are established runners that have been doing it for ages, and I found that a little bit unrelatable. Whereas the people that I like try and watch, and I watched an amazing video recently about someone doing the Manchester Marathon last year, it was insightful because it was a first-time runner. And I think that offers massive value to people that just want to tick this milestone off the box and have it done, like me, leaving it a bit late at like, I'll be 41. Unfortunately, at the time of running it. So it's a little bit late, but not super late. And I've made massive mistakes on the way, but I'm looking to adjust and I'm looking for top nuggets of information that drop in the comments below because I have changed a lot since this has happened while I've been ruminating over it over the past 5 or 6 days. This is the marathon plan. As you know, it's designed by ChatGPT. As I'm relatively fit, I was 18.5 stone at the start of this, muscular sort of thing. I was only doing 5k runs. Occasionally, very occasionally, I do a 10k run, generally on the treadmill after I've done a workout. So I asked ChatGPT for a running plan to run a maximum of 3 times a week. And as you can see, I've gone down to sort of 2 because I couldn't implement it all. And there's been illnesses and everything that's affected it. So you can see here, week 1, 2, 3, 4, all done, all dusted. Fine. We get to week 5 and I was feeling ill midweek and it sort of knocked me. And then you can see the red ones are the ones that I haven't done. So I stopped doing the midweek one, but I kept concentrating on those long runs, incrementally increasing those long runs. To which of one of them I failed and I did a little funny short, or not a funny short, shared an insight on one of my short videos of me going out for the run, trying to get in the zone, coming back after failing. There's been other great runs, but that one was, I think it's sort of a bit, like I see a lot of people thinking about, you might be like this, but a lot of people put pressure on doing their plan every single detail down to it, and sometimes your body or mind just isn't capable. There's confounding variables that kick in and kick you down, so you have to adjust, and that's what I've done here, is I've adjusted. So you can see week 10 there, 10k run, and I did it a paced time. So I wanted to do that bang on an hour, which I did it, 13 seconds faster, because I wanted to see whether I could get used to pacing or fade out. I like a fade out. I think I'm settled on a fade out. I don't know. I didn't like the pacing. I didn't do the midweek run. I went for the 26k, which is the longest run I've ever done. And this was a big one. I did it in 2 hours and 43 minutes and, 29 seconds. I was just buzzing to have it done. I didn't stop. I ran all the way through, be it slow and like an exhausted giraffe that needed dragging back by the RSPCA, but nonetheless, I did it and it exhausted me. I pushed my body, ultimately, it seems, I pushed it to the limits, but I damaged my right knee. That night, I was like, it's a bit sore this after my ice bath. And normally that takes everything away. But the day after I woke up and I was like, this is not good, this right knee. Absolutely devastated. Honestly, I was just like, sat on that bench thinking, I'm not going to be able to do it. I've said I'm going to do it. I'm not going to be able to do it. I'm only going to get older. My knees are only going to get worse. What can I do about this? After I'd finished sulking, I implemented a plan and thought about what I'd done wrong. Number one thing that I did wrong, or I think I'd done wrong, looking at it now, I didn't know. I've been running in these trainers. I swear by them. I absolutely love them. And I've been using them for my knee. It's the New Balance Fresh Foam 1080. I think it's version, I don't know what version it is, but I've got the new one, as you can see, the eagle eye viewers at the back. And the problem with this shoe is, I didn't know this, but they have a mileage limit. I can't remember what the mileage limit is. 500 or 5,000 running miles. These I have been using for the past 18 months as a daily shoe, a running shoe, a gym shoe, an everyday shoe. I just absolutely adore this Fresh Foam shoe. But the mileage, I have probably done about 20 times more than it can possibly do. And because it's got such a big dense sole, I think it's given a little bit on my right heel, like flared out and damaged, and I haven't replaced it because I've neglected that little bit of information. That may have impacted my knee and caused the problem to wear over time. The solution is there, or here. I went out, and I'm not one to fade into the background, so I got these. I'm a bit gutted that it says London on them, but it's in England, so. But I wanted the Manchester ones because I'm doing the Manchester Marathon. But these are snazzy, jazzy, and ready to roll. I just need to break them in. But I do at least like 5 to 10k walking a day down to the school, back from the business stuff and things like that. So I am in the process of breaking them in. And when I get back to running, I am going to be putting these in. I did contemplate a carbon fibre sole, but I'm not entirely sure whether that's the right direction to go in or not. Maybe throw that in the comments whether you use them. The second thing that I haven't used, and maybe I could use, is a knee brace. Now you can see I've obviously got one. I got one the day after the injury when I was sulking and thought this could be the way back. I didn't want to use it because I thought by using this, it would weaken the knee and my knee would become reliant on this over time rather than strengthen itself up, was my theory. I was wrong. When I put this on my knee, my injured knee, the pain almost felt, it was just bizarre. I didn't expect it to be as supportive as it is because you can see it's only a thin thing. And I didn't think it would jump in and save me as much as it has. But walking to the school, I've got it on and it has really supported my knee, really enabled this recovery over the past 5 or 6 days. It's a cracker. I'll drop it in the description below, just like I do with everything. And it's even got like, I haven't ran in it yet, but it's got like a wavy technology thing that grips it and stops it slipping down, because that was my thing. I don't want to be pulling my knee brace up all the way around my marathon. I don't really want to run the marathon in this, but I may have it in my back pocket or something along the line just in case things go a bit south. Or what would you think? Do you think I should just run in it if I get to run in it? Or do you think I should just carry it with me? Am I overthinking it might irritate me? It hasn't irritated me at all because I've wore it for like 6 or 7 hours, but I'm yet to run in it. So maybe the lack of knee brace earlier on has actually hindered me and caused a problem. Another thing is I have been doing ice baths after every single run. Maybe I can do an ice bath before it. I know some people do say it's really good and it takes the inflammation down and stuff like that. And the other thing that I wanted to mention about the inflammation while we're on that subject is this. I did read, and don't quote me on it, but I was absolutely gobsmacked. This is very dangerous to take ibuprofen before doing a marathon. Don't quote me on that. I'm hoping it's going to be in the comments. But this is something that I potentially would have took before the marathon that could have caused massive issues if the educated group that I'm part of, the educators in the group that seem to be very knowledgeable, are correct, which I imagine they are, that using this before ibuprofen before a run can be bad. Paracetamol, not so much apparently. The third thing that I think might have confounded it is maybe I should split up these runs a little bit. Maybe I should actually be doing my easy run on the Monday and then wedging in like a little 5k run, a nice easy 5k run in the middle on a Wednesday. Or one of the other people that does Ironmans that I've spoken to and things like that, a very fit runner, he says a lot of people with an injury prone, with knee problems, split their long runs up. Either do half of it in the morning, half of it in the evening, or half of it one day and half of it the other day. And then on race day, they sort of wear a knee brace, and that's how they get through the marathon as an injured runner, or an injury-prone runner, shall we say. So is that an idea that you've explored before? Looking at my marathon plan now, it is harder now to take a break at week 11 and wipe that week off and not be doing it. It is frustrating sitting here. It is frustrating thinking I've done all those kilometres running up and down the East Lancs, burning myself out, losing a stone and a half for nothing. It could be. But I think that because I've done a 26k run, apparently my cardiovascular levels, according to ChatGPT and some of the educated runners that I know out there that I've spoke to, sort of say that my cardiovascular levels are at a level that is capable of getting through the marathon, even if I have to walk at the end. Because 26k is 2/3 of the distance on the day. So it really does make a little bit of sense. And my plan is, if I'm pain-free, which I'm hoping to be, completely pain-free, or maybe just a niggle, I don't know. But going into week 12, that easy run, it says 11 kilometers easy run. I'm gonna knock it down to a 10 or an 8.5. I'm gonna run it in my new trainers, my 1080s version 14s, I think those are, and break them in. I'm also gonna wear my knee brace, and I'm also gonna take it a little bit easier than usual to just allow the knee to breathe into it. And I'm also just going to monitor it when I get back. Ice bath after, ice bath before, I don't know yet, but I'm ice bathing every single day to aid the recovery of my knee. And I'm also doing ice and elevation to the knee, and I've took a bit of ibuprofen to take the swelling down. I've done a hell of a lot to try and get this knee rocking and rolling so I can get myself back on, because I just want to finish this marathon. I really, really, really do. And I did find it inspiring to watch that video of that lady that did it in 6 hours. I think she did it in just under or just over, and she broke down crying at the end. Hopefully I won't be doing that, but you never know. And then when it comes to my 29k run at the end of the week, if everything's going tickety-boo with my knee, is I'm thinking of splitting those up, just that big long run, doing maybe on one day doing like 15k and on one day doing 14k. So therefore the 29k is done and in the cardiovascular system type of thing, if that makes any sense. But I haven't put too much pressure on my knee, basically. I'm buggered it up. But then what I intend to do is revert back to the plan and then go from week 13. I want to go 13k easy run, straight out the back, nice and relaxed. Then I'm going to do a 5k fast-paced run on the Wednesday, or as fast as I can do without damage. Then I'm going to do that massive 32.2k. But my intention around that will be a lot different than how it would have been perceived to me before. Now I'll be attacking that in a very easy manner, and I will definitely take a walk if I need to during this 32k, or I'm open to input on what you think I should do with that 32.2k run, whether I should do it, split it, avoid it, stay at 26, reduce it even further. I'm new to this, you're not, or you might not be, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing some comments on what you would do with that massive run if you was in my position. All in all, I'm feeling really, really, really hopeful. Never done this before, just fancies the challenge. It's been on the bucket list. I haven't got great knees. I am trying my best. I'm never gonna set a world record, but I am gonna set a Johnnyfied record for myself by completing it. I am massively looking forward to getting my hand on that medal because it looks brilliant, and I'm looking forward to running to that finish line in Dream World and seeing my kids there waving me on and cheering me on, and you never know, I might even see you on the day. Keep watching for my short little updates. Please like this video if you think I can complete this marathon on the 27th of April 2025. Johnnyfied. Can we do it? Nobody knows yet, but fingers crossed.